subject to interpretation for our knowledge of God. Okay. The immediacy of mystic experience simply means that we know God just as we know other objects. So that's an analogy in the sense that what he means to say here is God is not a concept. God is not a mathematical entity or a system of concepts mutually related to one another and having no reference to experience. So let's just think up once more about this paragraph, and then we'll stop for today. I think he's making 3 points that we have experience of God in some sense. Number 2, that experience is immediate in the sense that it gives us data which needs interpretation in order to become knowledge. And our experiences of God is like our experience of day-to-day object of normal experience, in the sense that it is the experience of a real object or real thing or real person. It's not the experience of some. It's not a search for or observation of some principles or abstract entity. So basically what he's trying to deny is the abstract concept of God, Aristotelian. And in that sense here he is quite close to Hanbali tradition, at least the tradition, Ibn Taymiyyah, etc. And even though Sufis and Hanbalis are normally at war with each other, they have common in the sense that they have a concept of a living God in a way in which the other traditions, Mu'tazilite and later Ash'ari, don't have, at least not in at the philosophical level. But I think the point he has not discussed here, which is the point prior to this point, is, and I think I'll finish with this for today, experience of God, whether it is comparable to our other day-to-day experiences or not. Obviously, comparison he's making is at a very abstract level. He's not saying that in other aspects they are at the same level of normality. God's experience is an extraordinary experience in the sense that which our day-to-day experience are not extraordinary, though many would say that there's this link between ordinary and extraordinary is always present, even in our day-to-day experience, for us to rediscover, I guess. And that's the point of some of the traditions in phenomenology, etc. Where were we? Yeah, so I think what he hasn't discussed is, like, at least from the perspective of Islamic tradition, what are the sources of knowledge of God, experience of God in that sense, and to dwell on then first, for example, revelation. So he talked about it a bit, but revelation is not an experience in his sense of the word. And at the level of a Sufi, that revelation, ilham, or what we call kashf, ilham, obviously there are many sources of ilham, but kashf is the one which is closer to revelation. Both revelation and kashf, I mean, you can call them experiences at very, very general level, but in their passivity, they are not experienced, or even if they are experienced, subject is totally passive in this, because he's a receiver of something which is coming from outside. He has no control over it. But I guess you can say the same about the data we are receiving from the external world as well. So I should have talked about revelation and kashf and the difference between them and other sources like of dreams, for example. I think we will talk about it, but I think he started talking about actual experiences without talking about enough about sources. I think he did have some dreams, for example, what we call mushahada and muraqaba, which are types of observations and reflections which can be the source of experience of God in some sense. and worship, which itself, I mean, he will talk about worship, I think. But anyway, I think we can stop here and pick up from here next time, inshallah.